Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings, and blessings, beautiful soul family, my divinity to yours. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you are returning. I trust you are in health and happiness, lighter and brighter, glowing and flowing in your divine essence. I thank you for the love, light, support, appreciation, participation, your clicks and comments, your likes and shares, and all the divine work that you and I are doing individually, remotely, yet collectively, cosmically, for the ascension of people and planet, and spirit salutes you too. Today is the 15th of May 2024. Our energy sits into an 8-year but a vibration date of 10. And 10 is the wheel of fortune. 10 is about great change, new cycles and old cycles, karmic cycles, either way, positive or negative. It is about big changes and good luck. It is about your destiny and your free will, what you are choosing to create, what you are choosing to recreate, and of course what you choose to end in order to recreate. It is also about fate and karma. Fate is what your soul contract is about. Fate is what is predestined as a life plan that is fixed. And the karmic cycles that will come into play in your life on a daily basis is about the wheel of fortune. If I reduce that to a single digit, we get 1, and 1 is new beginnings, new opportunities, new growth, new celebrations, new seeds, new harvest, new energy, new frequency, everything new. Right, in every area of your life, you have the opportunity in this energy to power your intentions, to have inspired action, and of course together unify that energy into manifestation to bring about a wheel of fortune, to create, to build. And these are the building blocks of life: positive intention, positive energy, purpose, passion, power, all merging together for a common outcome. So for those of you that are celebrating a birthday this week or today, happy birthday. For those that I have missed, I always keep you in love and light, and I hope that and faithful that, not just hoping, because hoping is futuristic, but faithfully and trusting in the now that everything that you deserve for a brand new year becomes a blessing for you. So happy birthday to you. We are continuing our dive into Camilla's energy. We are on part 5, and of course I have 2 questions that we shall go through. So Divine Spirit, I welcome your energy, invoke your presence and essence of divinity, of clarity, of blessings and bounty, of peace and protection over myself, the channel, and everyone listening, to open their hearts, their mind, their consciousness, their path, and to guide and guard them through this journey. And I thank you for bringing them into my path, and that we as a collective in this portal of energy create magic. Thank you. As we continue today, and your permission granted for the energies, I ask that you bring through the energy that is necessary for transmission in clarity, expression, so that we may receive that which will not just be satisfying for our knowledge and awareness, but also for the higher consciousness of improving that through our unified intention for clearing and cleansing and shifting energy into higher consciousness. Thank you. For the first question, at the bottom of the deck is the Tower. Right. Unexpected change, events. We have the Three of Wands, which is an expansion of energy, things to look forward to, what you've put out there and what returns or dividends you get. We have the Five of Wands, which is power, struggle, could be petty fight and conflict. Of course, it could be greater, and not necessarily just with one person. It could be multiple people or many things, multiple levels. And the Three of Pentacles is collaboration and network, of course, and offer coming through something positive. And we have restriction again. We have the Chariot, which was movement towards a victory. So there's a lot of complicated energy here. A lot of signs showing movement and change, manifestation, but having the Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Tower, and the Eight of Swords shows a lot of restriction, complexity, difficulty, and challenges. Now, my question is, Divine Spirit, reveal Camilla's feelings, right? When she married into the royal family, what were her feelings, her emotions getting into the family, you know, not just thinking about it in the past and projecting it, manifesting it and hoping it and trying to envision it. Now she's married and she's in the family. She's coming to the family new. So tell us, what were her feelings at the time? What did she think about the royal family coming into the family as a brand new member? So how did she feel? Right, so let's have a look. We have, let me leave that. At the bottom I have the Six of Pentacles, which is about give and take, distribution, fairness. All right, she was in the dark. Right, she was in the deep, in the depths, perhaps something she didn't anticipate to be completely different from what she was thinking it to be, turned out to be different. She started to see things differently. A lot of depth and going into deeper understanding, knowing and learning what that is about. Well, it was not easy. She had obviously gone through a lot of emotions, learning new, the stigma attached to her from the past, having to deal with that and face all the different people. But she's trying very hard here, happy to be married into the family with the Four of Wands, going into this very prestige and elite system, something she envisioned for a long time. And of course, it's come into manifestation. And we have the Ten of Swords. So, it is not everything that she anticipated, right? She did feel stabbed in the back. She did feel hurt and wounded. She did feel a lot of things because she wasn't entirely welcomed. She was not, it wasn't an open arm, open heart, open feeling or emotion to bring her in. Right? All of the past that was deep and hidden was now beginning to surface as new, not just new memories, but when I say new memories in the terms of the new headlines, you know, bringing her into the family, now making headlines again. So it starts to rekindle the old energy. It starts to resurface from the depth, the old energy of who she was and the role she played in the separation, with the stigma attached to Diana. So that was difficult for her to deal with, right? And I don't think she was welcomed wholeheartedly. But yes, this shows she came in, right? She came in gloriously, happily, and clearly wanted everything to go as her heart and mind envisioned it, but it wasn't going that way. Not at all. Right? It was fatiguing for her mentally. She had to keep reliving a lot of the past. The people that she was associating with didn't take to her easily, and she was trying to hide away. She was trying to be less in sight, less in vision, scarce. So go into a state of being a hermit at times, right? But all of that pain was coming back. It was constantly reminding her of a lot of things of the past, right? And mentally, it took a toll on her. It took a toll on her. We've got 13 swords here. It went straight through the heart and straight through the body, whatever she was dealing with. And this was what she was trying to keep together. To heal her wounds and to go on. And of course, she deserved it. She deserved to be happy. She deserved to have the life that she always envisioned, regardless of the fact that it happened the way it did. But that was her vision, that I deserve it. I'm here. I waited so long and I wanted this. But she was facing mental challenges, right? There was a lot of hidden things that were beginning to come about. So tell us more, Spirit. How was she trying to cope? Well, we have the Fool card, right? This was a new journey for her. At the onset, she was very happy, right? She was familiar with being in elite environments and gatherings. That was not new to her, but the system itself was not as she anticipated. Well, we have the Emperor here. It was not as if it was not easy, as if she could walk in there and just have her way. She was reaching blind spots, and she was at a difficult position to make choices. What to begin, what to end, how to go about things. Not everything was being shown to her clearly, right? I feel here that she had to be in the shadows a lot. It's like she was there, but she was distant, and she was also being distanced. So she had to keep leaning onto the Emperor, Charles. Right? He was her lifeline there. So show us, right? This is how she got in, and this is what she was facing. 8 of Swords. My question was added to this for substantiation is, how was she coping in that? How was she actually dealing with it? How was she coping with it? Right, give me one more. At the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, she was ready to make it big. So we have the 8 of Swords. She was very trapped, very restricted, very controlled, and of course she couldn't wag. She couldn't do as she pleased, right? She was still with blindfolds, meaning a lot was kept away from her. She was not privy to too much. There was a lot of secrecy. She was still very in the dark. She was there, but there was a cage around her. It's like we don't trust you just yet, but you've got to prove yourself. We had the 5 of Wands next. So it was a battle. She was in battle with others, you know. I probably want to know, and I'm asking and she's not getting. So there was conflicting energy, petty things, arguments probably with the king himself. Well, he was the prince at the time, but she knows where she was going with this. He would be king. Right, so there's more blindfolds. So she was not open and allowed to be open. There was a lot hidden from her. It wasn't the breakthrough that she wanted initially, right? It was not that big break. I get in there and I am the queen to be. I will be in charge of certain things. I can have my way. No, it wasn't as easy. She could not, anything she did, she had to go through the crown. She had to get permission. She had to get granting, you know, things had to go through the order. She didn't expect the order. But again, it's about the money. It's about the wealth. It is about, I've got to do it. I've got to deal with it. You know, I get the feeling that she had to put up with a lot in the beginning. It was not easy. But her goal is the kingdom, the throne, the wealth, the stature. I have worked so hard for this. I will bide my time. Anything else? Strength. Strength and the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, she's strong. She's very strong. And she continued to compose herself and keep herself composed. And promise herself that I would face any beast. You know, no matter what comes my way and how it comes, I will deal with it. I will tame it. I will handle it. Because this is my goal. That is the ultimate goal. So we've now got the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. Right. So that is the ultimate goal. Give me a message from this deck. Let's see what comes. Aphrodite life force. So she used every ounce of her breath and her energy, sexual energy even, to keep herself at peak, to keep her momentum, to keep her energy going. Right, so she had the strength to keep herself moving, no matter what she faced. Whatever came her way, that she used every wound to her benefit by powering herself up even more. She had the power of a life force that was unwavering. It kept fueling her energy and kept filling her up. Exhaustion. You see, that's exactly what we're saying. She didn't allow anything to exhaust her. But she was very exhausted. You see, she was getting help from somewhere. So she was probably taking something to keep her in optimum, but she was exhausted. She was dealing with exhaustion. It was not easy, but she was biding her time, and she kept mentoring herself, kept fueling her energy with, I will do it. This is my goal. I am here. It will get better. You know, there was just only one obstacle in her path. There was only one obstacle in her path when she got into the system. She'd already cleared one obstacle before she got there. Now there was one more to clear. Thank you. Second question. At the bottom is the Four of Swords. Going into retreat, into rest, taking it slow, taking it easy, biding my time, right? Recovering from everything. So that time of being distant and also distancing was her time of contemplation and connecting with something to keep fueling her. The Four of Wands, that's her goal, the kingdom. Right, there's the Four of Wands here. That is the ultimate goal. That's her vision. She kept holding the vision. The Five of Wands again. Right, we have the Five of Wands already on the table. Every step or two, there is drama. There is problems. There is an obstacle. There is something that kept challenging her. Knight of Pentacles. So it was going on for a long time, right? Until a death took place. Now the obstacle that is in the system, that was the one that needed to leave by a death so that she could move into her position. She worked very hard all her life for it, mastering that craft. King of Wands, that's the ambition to get to the top, and Judgment. Let's stop there. So already we picked up that she was biding time for one particular energy to leave, and we've seen how that energy was playing out at the bottom. It was at the bottom after a few cards because it was time before that could happen, you know, years before it could take place, but it did. So my question now is, show us the relationship between Camilla and Queen Elizabeth II. That was her obstacle there, right? How was that energy? Four of Pentacles, right? Reveal to me, show us the relationship between Camilla and Queen Elizabeth. In reverse, the Page of Pentacles. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Give me more, please. Death and the Ace of Pentacles. And we've got the Hierophant at the bottom. Right, so let us go. The Four of Pentacles. You see a blindfold again, don't you? That's another blindfold. So her relationship with the Queen was not open and visual and expressive and foresighted. It was not happy. They really didn't like to see each other, basically. She didn't like to see the Queen, and the Queen didn't like to see her. So they were not getting on very comfortably. So she had to distract herself doing other things, and of course the Queen went about her way. Also, the Queen was very possessive and careful and almost hoarding, by keeping enclosed her secrets, her daily life, her activities. You know, she didn't want Camilla's nose in there. She didn't want her to see everything, to know everything. Right? She didn't want to give everything away. So she was keeping her at a distance. So their relationship was not very open and transparent, right? It was very much a wear blindfolds. You don't need to see much, you don't need to know much, I don't need to share much, we don't need to keep in touch much. You know, let's just keep our distance and be distracted by what we need to do. Page of Pentacles in reverse. There was no loyalty here, right? There was no happiness and feeling of joy, elation, you know, like a youngster coming into the home and create some noise and happiness and celebration. There was nothing of that here. It really wasn't an excitement for the Queen. But this was Camilla's dream, right? Which came true. It wasn't the Queen's dream. And very quickly, Camilla realized how in her face, in her life, a reality, not just listening from what the king was probably saying. Oh, my mother is okay, she's accepting of you, she's given me her blessing and a go-ahead, and of course we're all looking forward to it. But when she got there, she realized it wasn't a dream come true anymore. It wasn't a dream come true. Right? This path that she was manifesting for herself, this new life and this new environment, was not all a bed of roses as she expected it. So what was she doing? She was waiting for the death, for the end. She was waiting for this. And this is what the Queen feared the most, is what will happen when she's no longer there. Because already she realized firsthand, this is the type of energy, and in my living years, I'm not approving of it. In my mature and ending years, I still don't approve of it, and I will go eventually. But that was what Camilla was waiting for. And we saw this card already at the bottom of the deck. So she was waiting for it much quicker, literally screaming out that, you know what, I'm like so done with this. I cannot wait to get to where I need to be. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this was her dream thereafter, this death. So now she will lead the way. It will be her kingdom, her life, her energy, her focus. She's sitting on the throne. It will be that manifestation that she was doing for all these years finally come true. Her brand new beginning. This was her gift to herself. The ultimate goal. This is what she was holding the vision for all these years. So there was no, there's no emotion here. There's absolutely no emotion here at all between either of them. It's like when Queen makes a transition after the death into the light, then Camilla comes out from the shadows from the shadows into the light. Five of Swords. You see, we can't make this up, not at all, right? The Five of Swords is here. We have the 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. We have the 8 of Swords on the table as well, and the 2 of Swords. There's just too much of sword. Too much of weapon. Mental weapon, mental strategy, mental thinking for the end. I want to be in control. I want to win. This is about me, and this is what it is and has been about from part 1. Is the win at all cost. So that's when she would step in her full power and take control. That I will now be ruthless if I need to be, and brutal if I need to be. And nobody can go against me. They will be taken out. And this shows that she and the Queen did butt heads, did go up in arms. But she knew that time was going to be on her side. In the end, she would have her say. She will rule. It's like, say what you want now, but in the end, I will be ruling. You know, the Emperor, right? She will rule, even the Emperor. It's not about Charles sitting on the throne. It's about her ruling that energy, taking control of, even going up in arms with him if she had to. But the Queen is very worried about him taking the seat. You see, she's concerned now, before she dies, him taking the seat and who is sitting next to him. You see horns. There's horns. It's not positive. The one that's sitting there is not positive. Six of Pentacles. So it's about passing this on. See? Passing the kingdom on, the legacy on to the king. Passing it on to the future generation. This was a great concern for Elizabeth, for the Queen. Alright, so show us clearly this relationship between Camilla and the Queen in the end years, when she got into the system, into the palace. The World card. It was the beginning of one world and the end of another. Six of Swords. It actually crossed it. Right, it was a generation stepping, an energy stepping in and one leaving. It's like a cycle in and out, and it's crossed. See, she was waiting. We already said she was waiting to move in that position. So she was waiting for that ending. Right, she was waiting for that ending. So she was holding thumbs, crossing fingers for when the crossing will happen, the passing and the crossing, so she could transition into the next chapter, into her world. Spirit says leave it like that because it fell crossed. The Six of Swords crossed that energy. So she was waiting for Elizabeth to make the crossing, right? The passing and the crossing. And at the same time, it was her, Camilla, waiting to make her crossing into this new world, new role, new title. Ten of Swords. Give me one more. Ten of Swords again. We have the Hermit. We also have the Moon, the Nine of Pentacles. Right, so let's sit with that for now. Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords already. Cold, cold energy. Cold, brutal. Her emotions changed. There was such an icy cold energy between the both of them. It was bitter, it was cold, it was, they were at each other's backs, literally. It was not a positive homecoming for her. Right, so she was in daggers. They were in daggers with each other. And everything else was just staged. It was for show. You can't have, well, you can. In our case, we've got two Ten of Swords here. And today's energy is a 10. Right, so she was waiting for this old chapter to end. They were stabbing each other in the back, working against each other. Maybe not openly, but behind the scenes they were. And why I say that is because there is an obstacle here blocking the view. My back is turned against the other. I don't have you in my view. I don't want to see you. So we were doing it behind each other's back here. And that is how negative it is. In the quiet, in the dark, no one knowing. That's how it was happening. Is there any other message? The Nine of Wands. This is her life path energy. Camilla's life path number 9. And the Hermit is a 9 as well. So they were at constant battle. You know, undoubtedly they were having it out. And I don't think it was just with her. I feel it was also with the Emperor. You know, she realized, unfortunately, this was not a bed of roses. And she faced a lot of delays. She went through feeling sick and unwell. She went through this great burden. It was very burdensome for her. And I think that breath of fresh air came after the passing of the Queen. She felt, you know, I don't need to report to anybody, answer to anybody, need anybody's permission. I am now in charge. So she was waiting to sit on the throne and take anybody on that could challenge her. But yes, she was getting ill. It was taking a toll on her body as well. Thank you. Let's see a message from here. Oh, a whole lot fell. Well, let me show you how the deck split. Right, this is how the deck split. So we have discipline. Right, she had to be very disciplined in the beginning. It caused her a lot of restriction and discontent. Right, so there was discipline, discontent, and restriction. And it's everything we've already said, how she's been restricted, not feeling happy, had to follow the system and the rule at the time of the Queen's ruling, and obviously was waiting to break free from that. Beautiful family, I thank you for listening. I will bring you another part. There are more questions, but if you have not listened to the sequence of the series, I do encourage you to do that, because clearly we are seeing a pattern forming, and by the end we will be able to understand a full aspect of this journey of hers. I love you, I thank you, I bless you. Till next.